Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman on midweekpolitics.com.
Welcome back to Midweek Politics. Make sure to check out us on the web, midweekpolitics.com. Let me bring in Ned Ryun, president of American Majority. The website is americanmajority.org. Ned, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So the pitch I originally received was that, let's talk a little bit about American Majority. And it said that you guys are nonpartisan. So tell me about that. I know legally to remain a 501c3, you can't endorse or support candidates, but you are a conservative organization, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're based firmly in the principles of the free enterprise system, limited government, individual freedom. But American Majority launched about 2 years ago, January of 2008, with the idea of going out and identifying and training people to run for anything from school board to state senate. We're big believers in state and local because we believe that's where the real grassroots change is going to take place. That will provide that groundswell that we think will bring about national change. So we go identify and train people to run, and as I would say, we're creating a national farm team of conservative leadership. And then what we're also doing is creating a national network of truly trained and effective activists. So we go out and we train people how to build effective grassroots coalitions, how to keep elected officials accountable, how to be effective online. How do you use Facebook and Twitter and wikis and blogs, all these things? How do you hardwire precincts? So a lot of that's pretty much what we do is identify and train leaders and then make grassroots activists even more effective.
Yeah, the internet thing is interesting because for a while, young people like me, when they come out of college, it's very easy, or at least it's easier, to get a good-paying job with a conservative think tank or organization than with a progressive one. But at the same time, we saw with the Obama-McCain campaign, Barack Obama was incredibly successful with the internet in general. I was on both lists. I can't tell you one thing John McCain did well in terms of the internet during his campaign.
Not much, quite frankly. And I was just on another interview earlier today, and they said, this whole online presence, do you think conservatives are catching up? And I said, I really do think that we're catching up. I still think the left is ahead. I think the left has always been better at adopting new things. But we're definitely making up ground. I mean, there was a recent, I think it was on 60 Minutes, the guys that founded Twitter, and they were a bit disgruntled that the most used hashtag on Twitter was TCOT, which is top conservative on Twitter. So there are indications that conservatives are catching up online, but there's still a ways to go.
So are you supporting any Democrats or helping any Democrats, or is it even conservative ones, or is it just Republicans in 2010 here?
You know what? Here's what we do. We obviously, as a nonpartisan, we don't support anybody in their actual partisan campaigns, but I've told people, whatever the dominant party is, I encourage conservatives to go run in that party. So in Louisiana, when we hold trainings, we've trained Democrats, we've trained Republicans, we've trained Libertarians, but they have to be firmly based in these ideas of free enterprise, limited government, individual freedom, because these are the principles that have made us a great nation. And and here's the other thing. One of the things that we're doing with American Majority is truly training people on how politics works. We're a two-party system. And so when I hear talk of a third party, I just explain to people that's not a realistic approach.
So then what's your thought on the Tea Party then?
Here's what we're proposing: privatized political infrastructure. And what we're really encouraging people that have come out with the Tea Party movement and the 9/12 movement is, listen, if you guys do all of these things locally by identifying and training people to run for school board or city council, county commission, if you become a source of information online and offline, if you hardwire your precincts, and what I've said, if you become community organizers for freedom and then network nationally, you're going to create a privatized political infrastructure that, quite frankly, can keep both parties, of course, one party more than another, accountable and on the right path.
Well, but now hold on a second. You've been writing lately about how there are groups that want to crash the Tea Parties, and my sense was that you don't like that. You want to help figure out how to identify somebody who is, pretending to be a Tea Party protester?
This was, when the Tea Party protests were happening a few weeks ago, one of the things that I was encouraging Tea Party, I said, listen, and we knew this, there was very, very much, crashtheteaparty.org, another iteration of the left trying to disrupt the movement, which, by the way, I think it's going to increase the attacks on the Tea Party movement, the 9/12 movement, because the left has been hoping that it would just go away.
I think you're wrong there. I actually think I've been supporting the Tea Party because I think by an overwhelming margin, I have the demographics in front of me from a number of different polls. The Tea Party is taking away 8 Republican voters for every Democratic voter that they bring in. I think the Tea Party is going to be great for the left.
What do you? I mean, I understand a little bit of that, but you know, the things I'm looking at in regards to the Tea Party shows about 55% are Republicans. The rest are independents and Democrats. And you know, I've made the argument that the Tea Party movement is not about one party. In fact,
yeah. Well, no, hold on a second though. But let's be clear. I want to, with our audience, they'll kill me if I don't follow up with you on that, because 55% are Republicans. The other 45% is made up mostly of conservative independents, right? I mean, 8 out of 10, more than 8 out of 10 voted for McCain. There's I know Gallup tried to, they put out a poll that many organizations said, hey, that poll shows this is a mainstream movement, but more than 8 out of 10 voted for McCain. It's disproportionately conservative. It's disproportionately white, right?
Here's what I would say, though.
Yeah.
I would agree with you on some levels, but also what I would say is there are many disaffected Democrats who are what I would say the more traditional Democrats. They're not the progressive left.
And there's a few.
Who have come out and said, we've had conversations with them, you know, I voted for Obama. He's not quite what I expected. I won't be voting for him again.
Sure, but it really looks like it's not that many. But I don't want to get caught up on that. Midweek Politics is brought to you in part by Jackson & Connor, classically modern men's apparel in Northampton, Massachusetts on the second floor of Thorne's Marketplace, and by DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.